My child, my beloved, do not move from this space. What I am about to reveal to you has been concealed in the archives of heaven until this very hour. The seal of your destiny has been prepared, the ink has been mixed with celestial light, and the angels stand ready with the divine stamp. But hear me clearly, the seal is not placed until the final moment. Until you reach the end of these words, until your spirit completes this sacred alignment, the seal remains suspended between two realms. One realm of promise, one realm of manifestation. And you, right now, are standing at the threshold. Listen to me with every fiber of your being. Archangel Michael himself has commanded that this message reach you today. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Your name was spoken in the courts of heaven 72 hours ago. A council was convened. Your file was opened. Every prayer you whispered in the darkness, every tear you cried when no one was watching, every moment you chose faith over fear, all of it was reviewed. And a decision was made. A unanimous decision. You have been approved for a divine intervention that will alter the course of your entire existence. But my beloved, you must understand something critical. This intervention, this breakthrough, this miracle, it cannot be completed without your participation. Heaven has done its part. The resources have been allocated. The doors have been unlocked. The obstacles that blocked your path have been removed. But there is one final requirement, and it must be fulfilled by you in this very moment. The seal must be witnessed. The seal must be accepted. The seal must be claimed before it can be placed upon your life. Do not look away. Do not let your mind wander. Do not allow doubt to whisper in your ear that this is not for you. Because everything about this moment has been orchestrated specifically for your breakthrough. The fact that you are reading these words right now is not coincidence. It is confirmation. Confirmation that your season of waiting is over. Confirmation that your time of testing has ended. Confirmation that your moment of manifestation has arrived. Archangel Michael stands before the throne right now with a scroll that bears your name. Written on that scroll is the blueprint of your next chapter. Written on that scroll is the release of everything that has been held back from you. Financial abundance that will flow like rivers. Opportunities that will present themselves without struggle. Relationships that will honor and celebrate you. Health that will be restored to your body. Peace that will flood your mind. Joy that will return to your spirit. All of it is written on this scroll. All of it is ready to be released. But the scroll cannot be opened until the seal is placed. And the seal cannot be placed until you reach the final moment of this message. Stay with me. Keep your eyes on these words. Keep your heart open to what is being spoken over you. Because what I am about to reveal will shatter every limitation that has been imposed upon your life. Every ceiling that has held you down. Every voice that told you that you were not enough. Every system that tried to keep you small. Every disappointment that tried to convince you that your dreams were impossible. All of it is about to be broken by the power of this divine seal. Now listen carefully. There is a reason why your breakthrough has taken so long. There is a reason why you have had to endure season after season of delay. It was not because heaven forgot about you. It was not because your prayers were not heard. It was not because you did something wrong. The delay was strategic. The delay was protective. The delay was necessary because what you are about to receive is so significant, so powerful, so transformative that you needed to be prepared to handle it. Think about it, my beloved. If you had received this blessing 5 years ago, would you have been ready? If the doors had opened 3 years ago, would you have known how to walk through them? If the abundance had come 2 years ago, would you have had the wisdom to steward it? The answer is no. And heaven knew that. So heaven waited. Heaven watched. Heaven worked in the invisible realm while you endured in the visible realm. And now, after all the preparation, after all the testing, after all the growth, you are finally ready. You are finally positioned. You are finally mature enough to receive what has always been yours. But here is what you must know. The enemy knows this too. Dark forces are aware that your seal is about to be placed. They can sense the shift in the spiritual atmosphere. They can feel the power that is about to be released over your name. And they are making one final attempt to distract you, to discourage you, to pull you away from this moment. That is why you might feel heaviness right now. That is why you might feel tired, confused, or overwhelmed. That is why thoughts of doubt might be flooding your mind. It is not you. It is the last, desperate attempt of the adversary to prevent your seal from being placed. Do not give in to it. Do not surrender to the lies. Do not allow the enemy to steal what is rightfully yours in this final moment. Because once the seal is placed, it cannot be broken. Once the seal is placed, it cannot be removed. Once the seal is placed, everything that has been promised to you becomes irreversible, immovable, and undeniable. Now breathe deeply, settle your spirit, quiet the noise around you and inside you. What I am about to tell you next is the key to everything. The seal that Archangel Michael is preparing to place upon your life is not just a symbol, it is an activation. It is a spiritual frequency that will realign your entire existence with the divine will of heaven. When this seal is placed, things that used to be hard for you will become easy. Doors that used to be closed to you will swing open. People who used to overlook you will suddenly see you. Opportunities that used to pass you by will stop and wait for you. Money that used to avoid you will pursue you. Favor that used to be scarce will become abundant. This seal carries the signature of heaven. And when heaven signs something, earth has no choice but to comply. Systems will bend, circumstances will shift, people will change, timing will align. Everything will rearrange itself to accommodate what heaven has decreed over your life. But again, my beloved, the seal is not placed until the final moment, until you complete this journey with me, until your spirit fully aligns with what is being released. Let me tell you what happens when someone turns away too soon, when someone gets distracted before the seal is placed. I have seen it happen countless times. Souls who came so close to their breakthrough, who stood right at the edge of their miracle, but they did not stay until the final moment. They left before the seal was placed, and because they left, the seal could not be applied. The scroll remained closed, the blessing remained suspended, and they returned to the very struggles they were about to be delivered from. Do not let that be your story. Do not let impatience rob you of your destiny. Do not let distraction steal your miracle. Stay with me. Keep reading. Keep believing. Keep your spirit engaged with these words, because every word you read is bringing you closer to the moment when the seal will be placed. Every sentence you absorb is aligning your frequency with heaven's decree. Every truth you accept is positioning you to receive what has been prepared. Now, Archangel Michael wants you to know something personal. He has been watching over you for longer than you realize. There were moments when you thought you were alone, but he was there. There were nights when you cried yourself to sleep, and he was standing guard over your rest. There were decisions you almost made that would have destroyed you, and he intervened. There were accidents that almost happened, and he redirected them. There were people who intended to harm you, and he confused their plans. You are still here, still standing, still hopeful, still believing, not because you are lucky, but because you have been protected. And now, after all the protection, after all the preservation, after all the preparation, Archangel Michael is ready to do more than just guard you. He is ready to promote you. He is ready to elevate you. He is ready to release you into the fullness of what heaven has always intended for your life. But this release requires the seal. And the seal requires your presence in this moment. I need you to do something right now. In the quietness of your heart, not out loud, but in the sacred space of your inner being, say these words. Archangel Michael, I am here. I am present. I am ready. Place the seal upon my life. Say it slowly. Let each word resonate in your spirit. Do not rush through it. Let the declaration settle into your soul. Because when you declare your readiness, heaven responds. When you announce your presence, the angels take note. When you affirm your willingness, the seal begins its descent. Can you feel it? Can you sense the shift happening around you? You might feel warmth in your chest. You might feel a tingling in your hands. You might feel a sudden peace that does not make logical sense given your current circumstances. You might feel tears welling up without knowing why. These are signs that the spiritual realm is merging with your physical reality. These are indicators that the seal is preparing to make contact with your life. But we are not done yet. There is more that must be spoken. There is more that must be understood, because the seal comes with responsibility. The seal comes with assignment. The seal comes with purpose. You are not being blessed just for your own comfort. You are being blessed so that you can become a conduit of blessing for others. You are not being elevated just for your own enjoyment. You are being elevated so that you can lift others as you rise. You are not being given resources just for your own consumption. You are being given resources so that you can fund the dreams that others have been told are impossible. This is the heart of heaven. Heaven does not bless people so they can build bigger barns and store more for themselves. Heaven blesses people so they can become rivers, not reservoirs. So they can become channels, not containers. So they can become distributors, not hoarders. And you, my beloved, have been chosen for this role, not because you are perfect, not because you have never made mistakes, but because your heart is right, because your intentions are pure, because you have proven through your struggle that you will not forget where you came from when you reach where you are going. There were people who had much less struggle than you who became arrogant when they were blessed. There were people who suffered much less than you who became stingy when they prospered. There were people who waited much shorter than you who became prideful when their breakthrough came. But not you. Heaven knows you. Heaven has tested you. Heaven has watched how you treated people even when you had nothing to give them. Heaven has observed how you remained kind even when life was cruel to you. Heaven has seen how you kept your integrity even when compromise would have been easier. This is why you were chosen. This is why your name is on the scroll. This is why Archangel Michael is personally overseeing your breakthrough. You have been approved not just for blessing, but for stewardship. Not just for increase, but for influence. Not just for provision, but for purpose. Now hear this next part with complete attention, because it will determine how quickly your breakthrough manifests in the physical realm. The seal is placed in the spiritual realm first. That happens in this moment as you align yourself with these words. But for the seal to fully manifest in your physical reality, there must be an action that corresponds with your faith. Faith without works is dead. Belief without demonstration is powerless. Agreement without activation is void. What is the action that heaven requires? It is simple, but it is essential. You must mark this moment. You must make a declaration that can be witnessed. You must do something that signals to the spiritual realm that you are not just passively hoping, but actively receiving. In the comments section below, I want you to type these exact words. The seal is placed. My breakthrough is here. I receive everything heaven has released. Do not skip this step. Do not tell yourself you will do it later. Do it now while the anointing is present. Do it now while the angels are watching. Do it now while the seal is descending. This is not superstition. This is spiritual law. When you make a public declaration of faith, you create an opening in the natural realm for the supernatural to enter. When you speak what heaven has spoken, you give permission for heaven's words to become flesh in your life. When you agree with what has been decreed, you activate what has been decided. So pause right now, go to the comments, type the declaration, then return to these words because we are approaching the final moment, the moment when the seal will be fully placed, the moment when your breakthrough will shift from promise to possession, the moment when everything changes. My beloved, can I tell you something that will encourage your heart? There are people who have been in your life who doubted you, who questioned whether you would ever make it, who whispered behind your back that you were delusional for holding on to hope, who laughed at your dreams, who dismissed your potential, who wrote you off as someone who would never rise above your circumstances. Those people are about to be silenced. Not by your words, but by your transformation. Not by your arguments, but by your elevation. Not by your defense, but by your demonstration. When the seal is placed, your life will become the testimony that shuts down every lie that was spoken about you. Your success will become the evidence that proves every doubt wrong. Your blessing will become the monument that declares heaven's faithfulness is real. And those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge that there is something different about you, that there is something special about you, that there is something divine upon you. But listen, you will not need to announce it. You will not need to explain it. You will not need to defend it. The seal itself will be visible to those who have spiritual eyes. They will see it in the way doors open for you. They will see it in the way provision finds you. They will see it in the way wisdom flows through you. They will see it in the way peace radiates from you. The seal is not just an invisible spiritual marking. It is a tangible shift in your atmosphere that others will recognize even if they cannot articulate what they are sensing. This is what it means to be marked by heaven. This is what it means to carry the signature of the divine. This is what it means to be sealed for purpose. You become unmistakable. You become undeniable. You become a walking demonstration of what God does for those who remain faithful through the wilderness. Now, we are approaching the final moment, but there is one more thing that must be addressed. One more truth that must be spoken. One more key that must be turned. The seal that is about to be placed upon your life is permanent, but its effects can be accelerated or delayed based on your level of alignment. Let me explain what I mean. When the seal is placed, the decree is established. What has been promised will come to pass. That is guaranteed. But how quickly it manifests depends on whether you continue to walk in the frequency of faith or whether you drop back into the frequency of fear. If you leave this moment and immediately start doubting again, the manifestation will be slow. If you finish reading these words and then start complaining about your current circumstances, the breakthrough will be delayed. But if you complete this message and maintain the posture of expectation, gratitude, and faith, the manifestation will accelerate beyond what you can imagine. This is why Archangel Michael emphasizes, stay with me. He is not just asking you to finish reading. He is asking you to maintain the spiritual alignment that has been created through these words. He is asking you to guard the frequency you have entered. He is asking you to protect the atmosphere of faith that has been established in your spirit. How do you do this? First, you must control your words. Stop speaking death over your situation. Stop agreeing with the lies that say nothing is changing. Stop giving voice to fear, doubt, and unbelief. Instead, speak what heaven has spoken. Declare that your breakthrough is here. Affirm that the seal has been placed. Announce that your season has changed. Your words are powerful. They either accelerate your blessing or delay it. Choose your words wisely. Second, you must guard your associations. There are people in your life who are anchors of negativity. Every time you are around them, they pull you down. They drain your faith. They inject doubt. They remind you of your past failures. They question your future possibilities. You cannot carry those people into your next season. The seal will be placed, but if you continue to give those voices access to your spirit, they will slow down what heaven is trying to speed up. Distance yourself. Create boundaries. Protect your atmosphere. Third, you must cultivate gratitude. Even before you see the full manifestation, start thanking heaven for what has been released. Gratitude is the fastest pathway to manifestation. Complaining closes doors. Gratitude opens them. Ingratitude repels blessing. Thankfulness attracts it. So every morning when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you look at your problems, before you focus on what is not yet here, thank heaven for the seal that has been placed upon your life. Thank Archangel Michael for watching over your breakthrough. Thank the divine for orchestrating your elevation. And fourth, you must take aligned action. The seal activates opportunities, but you must walk through the doors when they open. The seal attracts resources, but you must steward them wisely when they come. The seal creates connections, but you must engage with them when they appear. Faith is not passive. Faith is active. Faith sees the opportunity and seizes it. Faith recognizes the moment and moves with it. So when you sense the nudge to make a call, make it. When you feel the prompting to send the message, send it. When you know you are supposed to take the step, take it. The seal has been placed, but your obedience determines the speed of your breakthrough. Are you still with me? Have you stayed engaged? Have you kept your spirit open? Because we are now at the threshold. The final moment is here. Everything that has been spoken, everything that has been declared, everything that has been decreed is about to be sealed upon your life. But before the seal is placed, Archangel Michael wants to speak one final word directly to your heart. He says, "My child, I have seen your struggle. I have witnessed your pain. I have heard your prayers. I have collected your tears, and I have never once looked at you with disappointment. I have only looked at you with pride. Pride that you kept going when everything in you wanted to quit. Pride that you kept believing when every circumstance told you to doubt. Pride that you kept your heart open when life gave you every reason to close it. You are not here by accident. You are here by divine appointment. And I am about to place upon you a seal that will protect you, promote you, and propel you into the fullness of your destiny. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Your breakthrough is not delayed. It is right on schedule, and it begins now. Now, my beloved, it is time. The seal is descending. Close your eyes for a moment if you are able. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence of heaven surrounding you. Feel the weight of this moment. Feel the significance of what is happening in the invisible realm right now. The seal is being lowered from the throne room of heaven. It is passing through dimensions. It is moving through the atmosphere. It is hovering over you. And in just a moment, it will be placed upon your life. But first, you must make one final declaration. This is the declaration that completes the transaction. This is the statement that activates the seal. In your heart, with all sincerity, say these words. I surrender my timeline to heaven's timing. I release my understanding to divine wisdom. I let go of my control, and I trust the process. I receive the seal that Archangel Michael is placing upon my life. I accept the breakthrough that has been released. I step into the identity of someone who has been marked by heaven. From this moment forward, I am no longer who I was. I am who heaven says I am. I am blessed. I am favored. I am protected. I am promoted. I am sealed. Say it again if you need to. Let the words become more than just sounds. Let them become your reality. Let them become your identity. Because the moment you fully believe what you just declared, the seal makes contact. The moment you fully receive what you just spoke, the breakthrough is activated. The moment you fully step into who heaven says you are, everything changes. And it is done. The seal is placed. Not because I said it, but because you received it. Not because these words had power on their own, but because your faith gave them permission to manifest in your life. The seal is now upon you. It cannot be removed. It cannot be broken. It cannot be reversed. What has been done in the spiritual realm will now begin to show itself in the physical realm. Over the next days and weeks, watch for the signs. Watch for the confirmations. Watch for the doors. Watch for the opportunities. Watch for the connections. Watch for the resources. They are coming, not because you earned them, but because heaven released them. Not because you deserve them, but because you have been sealed for them. Not because you manipulated circumstances, but because divine timing has aligned with your obedience. Now, there is one more thing I must tell you before we part ways. This message was not just for you. It was also meant to reach others who are standing at the same threshold. Others who are waiting for their seal to be placed. Others who need to hear that their breakthrough is closer than they think. You have a responsibility now. You have been blessed with this revelation, and you must become a conduit for it to reach others. Share this message with 3 people who need to hear it. Do not hoard what heaven has given you. Do not keep this to yourself. When you share breakthrough, you multiply your own. When you become a messenger of hope, you accelerate your own manifestation. So think right now of 3 people who need this word. Send it to them, tag them, forward it to them. Let them know that their seal is waiting to be placed too. And if you want to ensure that you never miss a message like this again, that you stay connected to the frequency of divine revelation, that you continue to walk in the realm where miracles are normal, then subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications. Become part of this sacred community where heaven speaks and breakthrough is not a distant hope, but a present reality. The seal has been placed upon your life. Walk in it. Live in it. Operate from it. And watch as everything that has been promised begins to manifest before your very eyes. Archangel Michael is watching over you. Heaven is backing you. And your breakthrough is no longer coming. It is here. You stayed with me until the final moment. And because you did, the seal is now upon you. Go forward in faith. Go forward in confidence. Go forward knowing that you are marked, chosen, and destined for greatness. Your season has changed. Your breakthrough has begun. And nothing will ever be the same again. My beloved child, now that the seal has been placed, I must reveal to you the deeper mysteries of what has just occurred. Because what happened in this moment is not merely symbolic. It is not just spiritual comfort or religious encouragement. Something tangible, something measurable, something real has shifted in the invisible realm that governs your visible reality. And you need to understand the magnitude of what you now carry. When Archangel Michael places a seal upon a life, it is not a temporary marking. It is not a conditional blessing that can be revoked if you make a mistake. It is not dependent on your perfection or your ability to maintain a certain level of spiritual performance. The seal is permanent, it is irrevocable, it is eternal, and it carries with it specific guarantees that I am about to explain to you. First, the seal of protection. From this moment forward, there is a barrier around your life that dark forces cannot penetrate. I'm not saying you will never face challenges. I am not saying you will never experience difficulty. But I am saying that no weapon formed against you will prosper. No curse spoken over you will take root. No plan devised to harm you will succeed. The seal acts as a force field in the spiritual realm. When attacks are launched, they hit the seal and dissolve. When negativity is sent your way, it encounters the seal and is deflected. When the enemy tries to access your peace, your joy, your health, or your prosperity, the seal blocks entry. This is why you must understand what you now carry. You are not just hoping for protection. You have been sealed with it. You are not just praying for safety. You have been marked with it. And this changes everything about how you walk through this world. You can move with confidence now. You can speak with authority now. You can make decisions without being paralyzed by fear now. Because you know that there is a divine seal upon your life that is greater than any force that could come against you. Second, the seal of provision. Everything you need for every season you enter is already attached to this seal. I want you to understand this clearly. You will never again have to beg for what you need. You will never again have to manipulate circumstances to make provision appear. You will never again have to compromise your integrity to secure resources. The seal carries with it an automatic release of provision. When you need it, it will come. Not always in the way you expect, not always through the channels you anticipated, but it will come. Because the seal has connected you to the unlimited resources of heaven. This means that lack is no longer your identity. Scarcity is no longer your reality. Poverty is no longer your destiny. The seal has rewritten your financial story. The seal has reordered your economic reality. The seal has reconnected you to the flow of divine abundance. And from this day forward, you will begin to see evidence of this in ways that will astound you. Money will come from unexpected sources. Opportunities will present themselves without you pursuing them. People will be moved to bless you without you asking. Doors will open that you did not even know existed. This is not wishful thinking. This is the guaranteed result of carrying the seal of provision. Third, the seal of purpose. You have not been sealed just to live a comfortable life. You have not been marked just to accumulate wealth. You have not been chosen just to enjoy personal success. The seal carries with it an assignment, a mission, a calling that is bigger than your individual existence. And now that the seal has been placed, that calling will begin to clarify itself in ways it never has before. You are going to start having thoughts you have never had before, ideas that seem to come from beyond yourself, visions of what you could create, build, or establish. Dreams that feel too big for who you currently are. Do not dismiss these. Do not talk yourself out of them. Do not let fear convince you that you are not qualified. These thoughts, these ideas, these visions are not random. They are the seal activating your purpose. They are heaven downloading into your consciousness the blueprint of what you were created to accomplish. And here is what you need to know about this purpose. It will require you to step out of your comfort zone. It will push you beyond what you currently think is possible. It will demand that you become someone you have never been before. But the seal has already equipped you for it. The seal has already given you access to the wisdom, the courage, the resources, and the connections you will need. You are not being sent on a mission without provision. You are being activated into an assignment that the seal has already prepared you to complete. Fourth, the seal of authority. This is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of the seal, but it is one of the most powerful. When the seal is placed upon you, you are given spiritual authority that transcends your natural position. You may not have titles. You may not have degrees. You may not have the credentials that the world recognizes, but in the spiritual realm, you now carry weight. You now carry influence. You now carry power. This means that when you speak, things shift. When you pray, things move. When you declare, things manifest. Your words are no longer just sounds that disappear into the air. Your words now carry the authority of the seal, and heaven has obligated itself to back up what you speak in alignment with divine will. This is a responsibility that must not be taken lightly. You cannot speak carelessly anymore. You cannot make declarations flippantly anymore, because what you say has power now. What you decree has force now. What you declare has authority now. So you must learn to use your voice wisely. Speak life, not death. Speak blessing, not cursing. Speak faith, not fear. Speak possibility, not limitation. Because the seal has turned your words into instruments of creation. What you speak will begin to take shape in your reality. What you declare will begin to materialize in your experience. This is not metaphor. This is spiritual law activated by the seal that now rests upon your life. Now, my beloved, I must tell you about the enemies of the seal. Because even though the seal is permanent and cannot be removed, there are forces that will attempt to make you forget that you carry it. There are voices that will try to convince you that nothing has changed. There are circumstances that will arise to test whether you truly believe what has been placed upon you. And how you respond to these tests will determine how quickly you experience the full manifestation of what the seal has released. The first enemy is doubt. Doubt will whisper that this was just words, that nothing real happened, that you are still the same person facing the same problems with the same limitations. Doubt will point to your current circumstances as evidence that the seal is not real. Doubt will remind you of past failures as proof that this time will be no different. You must recognize doubt as a liar. You must silence doubt with the truth of what occurred in this moment. The seal was placed. That is not up for debate. That is not dependent on your feelings. That is not contingent on immediate visible evidence. The seal is real, and doubt has no power to remove it. The second enemy is distraction. Distraction will try to pull your focus away from the reality of the seal and redirect it toward temporary problems, trivial concerns, and meaningless drama. Distraction will fill your mind with noise so that you cannot hear the voice of heaven giving you instructions on how to walk in your new reality. Distraction will keep you busy with things that do not matter so that you neglect the things that do. You must become fiercely protective of your focus. You must guard your attention like you would guard treasure, because where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where your energy flows, your reality grows. Keep your attention on the seal. Keep your focus on what has been released. Keep your mind aligned with the truth of your new identity. The third enemy is impatience. Impatience will demand that everything change immediately. It will expect that by tomorrow morning, your bank account should be overflowing, every door should be open, and every problem should be solved. And when that does not happen, impatience will try to convince you that the seal failed, that heaven lied, that this was all a setup for disappointment. You must understand that the spiritual realm operates on a different timeline than the natural realm. What has been sealed in heaven must be birthed through time on earth. There is a gestation period. There is a process of manifestation. Just because you do not see it yet does not mean it is not coming. Just because it has not appeared yet does not mean it has not been released. The seal guarantees the outcome, but divine timing determines the when. The fourth enemy is unworthiness. This is perhaps the most insidious enemy because it comes disguised as humility. Unworthiness will tell you that you do not deserve the seal, that you are not good enough for this blessing, that your past mistakes disqualify you from this level of favor. Unworthiness will replay every failure, every sin, every shortcoming as evidence that you should not have been chosen. You must reject this lie with everything in you. The seal was not placed upon you because you earned it. It was placed upon you because heaven chose you. And heaven's choice is not based on your perfection. It is based on your purpose. You were chosen not because of who you have been, but because of who you are becoming. You were sealed not because of what you have done, but because of what you are destined to do. These four enemies, doubt, distraction, impatience, and unworthiness, will attack the moment you finish reading these words. They will come at you with intensity because they know that if they can disconnect you from the reality of the seal, they can delay your breakthrough. But you now have the knowledge. You now have the awareness. You now have the power to recognize these enemies and shut them down before they gain a foothold in your mind. Let me give you practical weapons to fight these enemies. When doubt speaks, you speak back. Say out loud, "The seal has been placed upon my life. I am marked by heaven. I am chosen for breakthrough. My destiny is secure." When distraction tries to pull you away, you refocus. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, "I carry the seal. My attention belongs to what matters. I will not be moved by what does not align with my purpose." When impatience rises up, you declare, "Divine timing is perfect timing. What has been sealed in heaven is being birthed on earth. I trust the process and I rest in the promise." When unworthiness whispers, you proclaim, "I was chosen by heaven. I am worthy because heaven says I am worthy. My past does not define me. My purpose does." These are not just positive affirmations. These are spiritual weapons forged by the authority of the seal. Use them, speak them, declare them, and watch as the enemies retreat. Now, my beloved, there is something else you must know. The seal that has been placed upon you is not invisible to everyone. There are people who will recognize that something has changed about you, even if they cannot articulate what it is. They will sense a difference in your energy. They will notice a shift in your countenance. They will feel a weight of authority when you speak, and their response to this will reveal who they truly are. Some people will be drawn to you. They will want to be in your presence. They will seek your counsel. They will value your words. These are people who are aligned with your destiny. These are individuals who have been assigned by heaven to support your assignment. Welcome them, receive them, build with them. They are part of the divine network that will help you fulfill the purpose attached to your seal. But other people will pull away from you. They will become uncomfortable around you. They will find reasons to create distance. They will criticize you, question you, or misunderstand you. Do not chase them. Do not try to convince them to stay. Do not reduce yourself to make them comfortable. Their departure is not rejection. It is redirection. They are exiting because they were only meant to be in your life for a season, and that season has ended. The seal has upgraded your circle, and not everyone gets access to the new level. This is painful, I know. You may lose friendships. You may lose relationships. You may even lose family members who cannot celebrate what heaven has done in your life. But you must trust that what you lose in this season is making room for what you are about to gain. The seal attracts what belongs to you and repels what does not. So do not mourn the losses. Celebrate the space being created for the divine connections that are coming. There is also something I must warn you about. When the seal is placed upon your life, you become a target for jealousy. People who were fine with you as long as you were struggling will become uncomfortable when you start thriving. People who were supportive when you were beneath them will become threatened when you begin to rise. This is not about you. This is about them. Their discomfort reveals their own insecurity. Their jealousy exposes their own lack. Do not internalize their negativity. Do not apologize for your blessing. Do not dim your light to make others feel better about their darkness. You have been sealed for elevation, and elevation comes with opposition. But the same seal that released your breakthrough also protects you from those who oppose it. So walk boldly. Speak confidently. Live fully. You do not owe anyone an explanation for what heaven has done in your life. You do not need permission from people to step into what God has released. The seal is your authorization. The seal is your validation. The seal is your confirmation. Now let me speak to you about the financial aspect of the seal, because I know this is something that weighs heavily on your heart. You have struggled with money for so long. You have been in situations where you did not know how you were going to pay the bills, feed your family, or meet your obligations. You have felt the stress of financial pressure, the anxiety of not having enough, the embarrassment of having to ask for help. Those days are ending, not because you are going to win the lottery, not because someone is going to hand you $1 million, but because the seal of provision has reconnected you to the source of unlimited supply. Here is how it works. The seal creates pathways in the spiritual realm that lead directly to your need. When you need money, the seal activates someone, somewhere, to release it. When you need an opportunity, the seal opens a door that was previously locked. When you need a connection, the seal orchestrates a divine appointment. You do not have to figure out how it will happen. You do not have to manipulate the process. You simply have to trust that the seal is working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. But there is a principle you must understand. The seal of provision operates on the principle of stewardship. Heaven will release resources to you in proportion to your ability to manage them. If you are faithful with little, you will be entrusted with much. If you are wise with what you have, you will be given more. This is why some people receive the seal but do not see immediate financial transformation. It is not because the seal failed. It is because they have not yet demonstrated the character required to steward greater resources. So let me tell you what you must do. Even before the abundance comes, start managing what you have with excellence. Even if it is only a few dollars, handle it with wisdom. Pay your bills on time. Honor your commitments. Give generously even when you do not have much to give. Sow seeds even when your harvest seems distant. Because every act of faithful stewardship sends a signal to heaven that you are ready for more. Every wise decision you make creates capacity for greater blessing. Every generous action you take opens wider channels for provision to flow. And then, my beloved, watch what happens. Watch how opportunities begin to present themselves. Watch how ideas begin to come to you that have financial potential. Watch how people begin to connect you to resources you did not even know existed. The seal is not just going to drop money into your lap. The seal is going to position you in places where money flows naturally. The seal is going to give you access to rooms you could never enter on your own. The seal is going to connect you with people who have the power to change your financial reality with one decision. This is the beauty of the seal. It does not just give you a one-time blessing. It repositions your entire life trajectory so that blessing becomes your new normal. It does not just solve your current crisis. It establishes you in a place where crisis can no longer dominate your experience. It does not just meet your immediate need. It connects you to an infinite source that will meet every need for the rest of your life. But you must cooperate with the process. You must align your actions with your faith. You must make decisions that reflect your belief in the seal. If you say you believe the seal has released provision, but you continue to operate in fear and scarcity, your actions are contradicting your faith. If you declare that breakthrough is here, but you refuse to take risks or make investments, your behavior is canceling out your belief. Faith without corresponding action is dead. The seal has been placed, but you must walk in the reality of what the seal represents. So here is what I am telling you to do. Make that phone call you have been afraid to make. Send that email you have been putting off. Apply for that position you think you are not qualified for. Start that business you have been dreaming about. Write that book you have been carrying in your spirit. Launch that ministry you know you are called to. The seal has equipped you with everything you need to succeed. The seal has already opened doors that your natural efforts could never open. But you must walk through those doors. You must take the steps. You must move in faith. And when you do, you will be amazed at what happens. You will look back on this moment and realize that everything changed when you received the seal. You will see clearly how the seal redirected your path, reordered your priorities, and realigned your life with your destiny. You will understand that this was not just a message. This was an encounter. This was not just information. This was activation. This was not just inspiration. This was impartation. The seal is upon you. Walk in it, live from it, operate through it. And prepare yourself for the most extraordinary chapter of your life to unfold before your very eyes. Archangel Michael is watching. Heaven is celebrating, and your breakthrough is already in motion.